Okay, I got distracted. I got interrupted on the last video that I was making, and so I'll try to pick up where I left off. Um, yeah. So I've opened up my trees to 10 feet by 20 feet in between rows, and that is to give me enough space to get a tractor in, to have enough space to make it comfortable working in here, and open up the orchard to more sunlight and more airflow, uh, and to reduce the amount of trees that I need per acre, because those were becoming, because it was just a little bit too much uh, grafting for that much trees, right? Because if you're gonna do, say, 600 trees per acre and you get 10 acres, I mean, that alone is 6,000 trees. That's a lot of grafting. Another thing that I did, and I knew it was not uh, the best way, and it wasn't all intentional, was that I mixed varieties in this orchard. I'd been collecting trees for a little bit, and a lot of labels was lost, and a lot of mislabeling happened, and just absolute absent-mindedness when I started planting, because I was so excited. I was like, just jumped right into it, and I forgot to even sort out the trees until I got done with 2 rows, and then I realized, wait, I was supposed to be sorting the trees by variety. So having the varieties all mixed up within the orchard does cause inefficiency, right? Because they grow at different rates, they flower at different times. Sometimes at this current time, all of my trees are flowering, all of the varieties are flowering. So right now I have 5 varieties in this, or 6 or 7 varieties, but some I just have 1 or 2 trees. But the main variety is the kit mangoes, or at least the largest amount, followed by raposas. I have a lot of those, and then manzanillo, and then after that I have like white piri, which maybe there's about 10 white piri trees like this one in this field, and then there's like 3 namdakmais and 1 shibata and a bunch of common mango. And that was accident, the common mango, not planting them, but the fact that I actually have grafted common mango trees was a total accident. But I thought I'd plant them in the field anyways, which would allow me to have a source of seed for rootstock, right? But it doesn't work out that way. I prefer to pick from just bigger trees where I can gather 1,000 seeds at once. But with the common mango trees, what I'm doing now is I'm resetting the canopy, and I'm gonna graft on newer varieties, and this is gonna be my passion project. I'm gonna graft on 2 varieties. I'm gonna try to intentionally cross a couple of varieties. I want to cross polyembryonic varieties with monoembryonic varieties, and hope I can get something a little better in the end result. But like I said, it's a passion project. So when it comes to any high density orchard, variety is very important. Some varieties you just cannot make money with mangoes, no, regardless of the taste of the mango. Which, in the case of this white piri, it's one of the most excellent tasting varieties that we have. If you ever put it in a kind of taste test, it usually wins. But other qualities, the characteristics of this tree make it just unprofitable. It does not consistent enough flowering. Takes a lot of work applying fungicides to get fruit set. It has a quick shelf life. It's hard to pick this one green and get it to ripen the same way. So you pick it when it's ripe, which gives you 4 days of shelf life. So it makes it difficult. And on the opposite end, you have the kit mangoes, and the kits are so productive and regular. Like they flower every year pretty good. So um, all of the characteristics of a good quality mango is met by the kit. So if you're gonna plant a high density orchard, make sure you're using a variety that is gonna bring you some profits. Because if you choose a variety that is just inconsistent, it's gonna continue to be inconsistent in this orchard, right? So picking the variety makes a difference. that's pretty much what I got for you. Like I said, like this, I like the freestanding trees, the high density freestanding orchard. I like it better than, for mangoes specifically, than the trellis system, because the trellis system is just too expensive. Uh, it's just a lot of maintenance, a lot of pruning, whew, a lot of pruning, and really, and this so expensive to put in. So and the mango trees are really strong, they're resilient, they can handle, the freestanding trees can handle a hurricane, as long as the canopy is small and has enough air in it, right? I just had a windstorm that blew through last week, and so there was downed trees all over the island. All over the island, there's trees that just fell down because of the high winds and the wet ground. But none of my mango trees fell down, right? So these, and the wind, and as you can see, the flowering is huge. I was able to apply some fungicides right before the rain, and I think that helped keep, because I don't really see any powdery mildew in the orchard, which is not always common, especially with this mango here, right there. This mango is a lot more common, that all of the panicles are completely covered in powdery mildew. And even though it's completely covered in powdery mildew, you can get a fruit set from it. But when it's like this, you kind of feel like you're gonna get a good fruit set from it. But it's always iffy when it flowers in December. My favorite time of flowering for Hawaii is probably is February, March, is because it's a little bit better. I don't know, for whatever reason, it's you get better fruit set in the closer to summer you are, without being summertime, just drier and less humid is my guess. So some of these trees are overgrown, but I missed the flower. I had such a inconsistent or spaced out harvest season that I didn't get to all the trees before they started flowering again, as far as pruning goes. So I stopped pruning, and now I'm gonna let them finish flowering, and whatever doesn't flower, I'll prune. But it looks like every tree is flowering, to tell you the truth. And so that's what I have. This is gonna be my preferred style, continuing to plant mangoes with the high density. Now I'm doing more closer to 250 trees per acre. That way, and for the reasons I mentioned earlier, is that to open up more space to work in, as well as more sunlight, more airflow. I think you get better quality fruit, and still with 250 trees per acre, it's still 5 times the normal conventional style of trees, and so I think it's gonna be as comparable to a higher density, right? And then to address the production, the propagation of grafted mango trees, I'm now just planting the rootstock directly into the ground, and then I'll follow up and do top working in the field, which I've already began doing on some of my earlier fields, and have good success grafting in the field. So that seems like gonna be the best way to move forward in doing a lot of trees at once, where grafting trees require you having a nursery and somebody weeding and fertilizing, and maintenance in the nursery is a whole full-time job itself. So if I can just plant directly into the ground, graft in the field, I think I'll be able to take care of the fact that I need to do a lot more trees in a lot less time. I'll put that idea into effect starting next year. Right, so thank you again for paying attention. My next video will be the ultra high density, and not the ultra high density, but the open tour trellis. And please, if you have any comments, put them in, and like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you. Aloha.